SEO was the biggest change that happened recently because the AI was introduced. So what happens, we keep writing 2,000, 3,000 words content to end up summarized in a short paragraph. And when I speak with a lot of investors, the key thing that they tell me is that a lot of times they don't even care about what the founders are building. They're just evaluating the founders themselves.
Yeah. Hello everyone, I'm Alex, the co-founder and CTO of Codelevate, and today I'm joined by Andrey, who is the founder of two agencies, Creative Corner and Brain Donors. 58% of the searches right now end without a click due to AI overviews. How can we battle that?
When we start talking about zero clicks, we need to touch base a little bit the bigger picture of how those SaaS companies generate business. One of the channels or one of the sources is so-called inbound traffic, or when you do some activities and people are finding you or they're discovering you in some form. SEO was the biggest change that happened recently because the AI was introduced. So what changed is Google changed a little bit his search engine, so those AI overviews started appearing on top of everything, and also people start searching in AI engines. So what happens is people just start asking ChatGPT or Perplexity or Cloud for their solution, and quite often Google is summarizing what they're looking for. Even before that, the 0% click ratio was quite high, but because a lot of times people don't want to end up browsing to 2-3 pages or 5 pages to find the result, what changed is the Google AI overviews is summarizing the outcome. And if this summary is good enough, people say, oh, I found what I've been looking for. So they don't need to click.
Yeah.
The click is, oh, that's interesting. Let's see further what is going on. But if I found what I'm looking for, there is not need to continue investigating further. This changed a little bit the whole SEO environment, and so that our marketing strategies needed to adapt.
Yeah.
So my expectations is this trend is gonna increase because the adoption rate on those AI models is increasing, and this is very logical consequence because AI models, and also if you understand our behavior, not just in web environment, social media as well, people are always in a rush.
Yeah.
And you keep going, you don't even read the whole content because the content nowadays is so much, you don't have time to read everything.
Yeah.
So you just want to skim through, you want to analyze here and there, and even better, AI is summarizing the whole thing. So what happens, we keep writing 2,000, 3,000 words content to end up summarized in a short paragraph.
Yeah.
Because again, we don't want to spend 5 minutes to find the answer. We want the answer immediately and ideally summarized in some form. Google AI overviews and all AI models is giving exactly that.
We love convenience.
Yeah, and it's just the consumer behavior is changing. So you need to adapt to that.
How is that shifting from search engine optimization to sort of answer engine optimization happening?
So AEO comes from answer engine optimization. Some people also use the term GEO, which is generative engine optimization. I'm going to give you the difference between both of them. Generative engine optimization, because you generate, a lot of times is a form of chat environment. You keep asking the AI, it returns questions, then you keep asking more questions, so it generates output. Answer engine optimizations is when you give a question and gives you the answer. Interestingly enough, what is the average length on the search query in Google, and what is the average length on search query in AI models? And in Google, the average search query is between 3 to 7 words, and in AI models is between 8 to 11. So what this gives you as a signal is, oh, people are going to AI models with a much more specific intent. So they're very specifically describing what they're looking at, which means is most likely they're getting much better output because they're really describing, I want this kind of product with this kind of features for a gift, for yada, yada, yada. So this means that you're very specifically describing what you're looking at. So when it comes to your question, AEO, this is big, and I think it's going to become bigger because, as I said, consumers are shifting to AI models. This means the adoption rate of these models is increasing a lot. I wouldn't say SEO is going to die because AEO and SEO are very connected. We can go even about a lot more technical, but let's say AEO is an extension of SEO. So if you want to do a very good answer engine optimization strategy, you still need to have the SEO foundations. You still need to understand the keywords, the niche that you're gonna optimize for. So it's not like, oh, this is a complete new thing, SEO is dead. This is not the case. SEO is still there. It's still gonna be there. It's just evolving in something new.
I just wonder, for example, because now most of the content that's generated for SEO is probably through AI as well. Is that really affecting it as well? Because an engine that has written the blog is also searched by another engine.
When the AI comes on the market, and also you can describe also from the development perspective, oh, AI can do content.
Exactly.
Google has nothing against AI. Google has problems with low quality content. Just like you have problem with low quality development, right? It's not scalable. So we, as an expert, when we start writing content, we use AI, but it's not like we fully rely on AI. We still have AI helping us, but it's not replacing us.
Copilot in again.
Yes, because it can help you write quicker, but again, you need to have very specific techniques. Also, we use different models for different things because, every other week something new is released. You need to test it. Sometimes it's broken than the previous week, and you never know. And also, one week one model is better, other week another model is better. So you need to still keep an eye on what's going on. So what changes the fight now is who is going to generate as better content for the shortest period of time. Because now we have problem with too many low quality content.
AI slop.
Yes, and what happens is AIs tend to write in a very similar way, and even we start recognizing the AI content. When you see a word that says, in this ever-changing world and environment, that's AI. I mean, AI models, okay, you can still change the tone and yada yada, but a lot of times people don't do this. They said, oh, give me a content of this article. They don't tweak, they don't paraphrase, they don't work to improve the wording. You end up with the same quality.
And even if that's not hurting them right now, it will hurt them in the future, for sure.
It doesn't hurt them. They're just not ranking well.
Exactly.
That's the hurting part.
Yeah,
I mean, Google just says, "Oh, it's not, this content is not good enough." Users are not spending enough time because they don't see the value in there. So you're just not ranking. That's it. So you need to. I constantly have to explain SaaS founders that okay, you can write with AI, but you don't have results. So what's the point to lose 8 months to discover something that we've already tested? Just like in yourself, what's the point to outsource or do a low quality development when at the end you have to rewrite it again? It's not the cost that you're gonna, it's the time. You spend 8 months discovering something that and you're losing time.
What about because if people are using AI to search for content, what about using AI for searching for topics to write content about?
When it comes to creating your SEO and AEO strategy, it helps. I mean, we still use it because when you have to decide your SEO strategy, just to explain what SEO strategy is, so you're evaluating the niche that you're gonna enter, then you're evaluating the keywords that are interesting to you, and then you cluster those keywords into segments: top of funnel keywords, middle of the funnel keywords, and bottom of the funnel keywords. Just to give you an example, the bottom of the funnel keywords are the one that people are really looking to buy. For example, best React development agencies in Europe. Middle of the funnel keywords are people that are familiar, but they're comparing. For example, React versus Angular or Webflow versus WordPress. And top of the funnel keywords are people that wants to educate. How to, what is, guides. So those are people that are still educating themselves. So when you do this strategy and you need to pick your keywords and niches, AI can help you with that. But still you need a sense of, is this a good? A lot of times AI models doesn't give you the volume, which is important because they can give you suggestions, but we've seen a lot of times there is zero search volumes on this specific. It sounds nice, but there is no search volume. And for us to generate a strategy, we need to be sure that there's people out there that are, or a certain volume that people are generating. Because if there is no volume, there is no business for us. So it can help you navigate, but still need to bear in mind that you need to process that amount. You need to run them through additional softwares that gives you the estimated search volume, and then you create your
Then you
strategy.
create a strategy based on that data. Indeed.
Exactly.
Great. In a way, now we're talking about the founders and marketing. So the topic that I want to talk about is more about the founder's role. And why founder-led marketing is the only thing AI actually cannot replicate. So I wonder how you're thinking from shifting from corporate brands to human personas.
That's a very interesting topic because we have clients that are literally founders led. Why? Because first, and when I speak with a lot of investors, the key thing that they tell me is that a lot of times they don't even care about what the founders are building. They're just evaluating the founders themselves, how capable they are, what skills they have, or what past experience they have. Because a lot of times you have a nice idea, but you enter the market and this idea completely shift 360, you discover XYZ, and you completely change your product and how it functions. So a lot of time, and investors know that. Investors know that market changes. So the thing is, you need to become a good founder so that the investors can, what good founders mean, we can talk a lot about this. But what investors really do care is the founders. And nowadays, founders are also posting this on LinkedIn. They're trying to build in public, so that's how it's called. And this is a new phenomenon that came on the market. So it's not a coincidence even that Warren Buffett invested in BYD because of the founder of BYD. I'm not sure if you know the story. So now, coming to your topic, is it's more and more important the skill set of the founders rather than what the product actually does, because the product could change what it actually does, especially in a very early stage, because of course in a later stage you cannot really change it like this. But because all those new SaaS tools that are coming on the market, they could always change in the way how they operate.
Especially in the beginning of, if you're a SaaS founder, in the beginning, people buy mostly because of you.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Obviously, you're solving them a problem, but
And I
they're
want
also
to touch
trusting you.
And I want to touch base. It's not every time you're alone. A lot of times you have founders or two founders with you or three founders.
Even better for the
Yeah, and the biggest combo that everybody knows is one sales and marketing guy, like the growth engine, and one technical founder. This is the best combo. And when investors sees, oh, this is the scenario, because one guy knows how to build, the other guys know how to sell.
Yeah.
And you have a good business model.
The most important topics.
Exactly.
Well, when we're talking about like SaaS, so of course in the past it was a lot talk about like the horizontal SaaS, so do everything, and now we're with the tools and what we talked about AI, how you can actually build even faster. We're more specialized in domain specific AI patterns. How do you see that?
This is a very good question, and I will explain you how the industry changed, or
Is shifting.
if you go to vertically growth, you can grow much quicker and much more efficient. I'm gonna tell you also from my perspective as an agency founder, because I was fighting with myself to grow horizontally versus vertically, and now I'm completely switching over. Because when you build a product, and you can 100% correct me if I'm mistaken, you're dependent on the infrastructure environments. A lot of times you're dependent on APIs, on server infrastructure, and yada yada. So there's a lot of costs, not just labor costs, but technology costs.
Yes.
And I'm telling also from an agency perspective, if we need to deliver a service, the problem is that every service comes with the tech stack that we need to use.
Yes.
These tech stacks usually cost money.
Absolutely.
And when you're a low user or low power user of this tech stack, it becomes very expensive. So when it really makes sense is when you use this tech stack at scale, which means that if you build vertically certain product, and let's say this technology that, for example, API calls, AI calls, or whatsoever you're building, when you use a lot of those, you're getting discounts or you're getting economy of scale. So it's getting much more efficient if you focus on this specific thing. For example, if I do SEO or AEO services, the software that I'm using for AEO becomes much cheaper when I keep buying at scale. This means that I'm getting much more efficient if I grow vertically, rather than if I do a little bit of everything. The industry is so reliant on third-party tools and technologies on infrastructure that it becomes much more efficient for you if you just grow vertically rather than horizontally.
But that efficiency, yes, indeed, you're growing much faster. But is it a limit that you hit quicker if you're growing vertically from a perspective of growth?
Depending on the market you're entering.
Yeah, exactly.
Because in every niche, you need to research your TAM, which is total addressable market. In certain point, you hit a limit.
Yeah.
But you know, okay, this is the limit. Let's open another category or let's open another market. And then you can take decisions.
And other vertical markets maybe are opening up as well.
Yeah, you still learn a lot based on the feedback of the customers, what they need. That's why I'm saying the founder's role is to listen what's going on the market. You can shift if you see the market is not enough in certain category. You can always say, I cannot tell you how many times we shifted our focus because we see, oh, there is potential here. Because on the one side, you're dependent on competition. And you know, a lot of time competition is margins when you start competing a lot of things. Another thing is just the market itself. Maybe it's not mature. Maybe they have another, not exactly competitors of yours, but the replacement products. So you need to find a solution, or maybe you need to educate the market.
Yeah.
And you need to take decisions. Should I keep in this category, or maybe I can introduce something new and shift to that? And this is decisions we take.
So it's not a problem. It's common to jump actually from vertical to vertical as well when you need.
If you see potential, yes.
Shouldn't keep it just to be in that vertical. Well, thank you for Andrey for joining and sharing his knowledge. And if you're looking for more topics like that or for different topics, please drop a comment below.